Hello and welcome to my present. You guys are joining me today at my Redstone testing world as I'm trying to get good at Redstone. So what you see here are my attempts at making a multi-item sorter without looking at any tutorials or anything like that, just trying to figure it out, the mechanics on my own. And there's a certain progression here. I made some shorter, I made some that weren't really tileable, but what I ended up with was this awesome system over here, which is tileable if you reverse the directions every time, and really compact given that it's only 3 blocks deep from the closest chest, which if you only need one chest for a storage system, means this is an awesome item sorter for like putting into a pre-existing build where the walls are only so thick, as you can get away with a lot more storage without having to expand out into the room more. And that's kind of why I'm making this video now. Is I built this and then I went and I looked at the tutorials to see how I compare, because it would have been like neat if I came up with the same tutorials that everyone else was doing, but that's not quite the case. So this is the typical sorting system that I found. I'll include a link to a video by Waddles on it in the description if you want to know how to build this. He also does a really good video about putting items into an item stream so as not to overwhelm the system, which is really neat. But as you can see, it's 5 blocks deep from the deepest chest. So if you want a more compact system, and if you want the chest facing out, which is just how I did it because I didn't even think of placing the chest like this, I'm here to show you how to build this one. So the blocks that you'll need are in my inventory right here for one module, and the modules just repeat back and forth as there's kind of a mirror symmetry that you need in order to have the lines not interfere with each other. So what we're going to do is, first things first, we're going to place our chests, and then we're going to hop back here and place a block on the top of the chest. I like having it on the inside block of the sorting system, so that's the way I'm going to do it. And you need one hopper going into the chest and one hopper going into the block above. Then you can break that block. Now we're getting to the 4 blocks we'll need. You need to put a block right here on the back of this piston, another one right here, one down here, and another in that location right there. So you get this kind of weird staircase shape. Next, you need to place a target block up here next to that block. And now we're on to the redstone portion. So you'll need a torch here. This locks this hopper so that it can only pull when this one says that there's more items in it than it needs. Next, what we'll do is we'll put our comparator right here. This takes the output from this one, so it lets us know if there are blocks there. I'm using these polished blackstone buttons as my item filter, which means I can't sort polished blackstone buttons. If you wanted an item filter that meant you could sort any item you throw in, you would just have to make sure to name it so that it's a unique item. Once we've got our output from here, we run items into it. As you can see right now, it has a signal strength of 1, which is awesome for us because that means it does not turn off our torch right here, letting this pull items. So what we're going to do now is add in items. If you add in 64, just a full stack, you'll see it'll drain down to 41, which is the same as the other system over there. So there's no block advantage here. It's the same thing where if you are using a mob farm or something you're getting a lot of, then you're not going to care about affording 2 missing items, 41 in the upper chest and 1 in the lower chest, which makes the answer to life, the universe, and everything of 42 items in your sorting system. So this is our sorting system right now. It's set up. This should actually be on this side. My apologies. But this is our sorting system. I'll actually pull some of these back out. So this is one module. In order to make this repeatable, you have to add another set of chests to the side and repeat it in a mirrored fashion. So instead of having your hopper on the right side and doing it that way, you mirror it this way so that they're right next to each other, which is a way to get it so that the distance between your comparator and the block is different for the 2 sets of comparators, which you need to have happen. Otherwise, having one access will drain from both hoppers. So you need to have a different distance for each of them. So we place this right here, and then our torch on the inside, which I recommend doing the torch on the inside before placing all your other stuff, because otherwise it can be hard to get in there to unlock it. But this is our sorting system. And to show you guys that it really is tileable, we're going to build one more system, because then we have all the different types of connections between our modules. The ones that are touching and the comparators, and the ones that are touching no blocks. So we'll place this here and our block on top. Essentially, the way to think about when you're building this is your hoppers go on the inside of the two pair of chests. So if you had another chest here, then your 4 hoppers would go on the inside pair of the chest. And then we have this system, and then same block placements as before, and just run your comparator from here and place your redstone dust. It's also a really inexpensive system to build, because we don't even end up having to use any repeaters, which was remarkable to me when I found it, as I started by using several repeaters and several comparators on each of my systems. So I was excited with both how small and how simple I could get this system to be. So there you have it, and as you can see, the count from this block to this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will not power this one when you have it loaded up with your blocks. And likewise for every other, it's at least 4 to any one that is not its own, while it is 3 redstone dust to its own. That is going to wrap up this little tutorial. If you want advice on how to make the droppers, the Minecraft water stream system, the Waddles video I have linked in the description, and I'll have show up in the cards again if I can make it. It has a really good way of building that with a dropper system and pushing the water along, so I highly recommend you go check that out. And thank you all so much for watching, and please drop a subscribe to see more content like this. See ya!